Hello, everyone. I'm Sargis, as it was mentioned. I'm coming from Armenia. I'm pretty nervous right now because I'm a little bit sick, so if my voice goes down. I just didn't want to miss this. It's a bit weird, but I just didn't want to miss this opportunity because I've been previously attending mainly all of the events that was organized, and I was quite waiting. And some of my friends, Anmar and Victoria, were supporting to take part in this. So I'm really excited for this. So I'm studying here in Sofia University for now, and I'm also working with these amazing people over here in the yeah. International Institute for Young People's Development, Petri Sofia. So I'm intern there, and I am also coordinating some projects with European Union, and I'm also seeing that this project is financed by European Union, so that's kind of relative, and I'm excited for that. So I've prepared a little bit of a presentation, and just to share some of my experiences in here in Sofia, some of funny experiences, good experiences that I enjoyed, because I'm also already here for around 15 months, and it's quite a long period to have some kind of challenges and friends and friendships that are really important for the procedure of the life, because I'm also going to be here for around 2 years upwards. So that's something really important for me, it being in Sofia and creating some kind of environment for me. Thank you. So one of the things that when I was coming to Sofia, in Armenia we eat kind of yogurt which is called matsun, and we eat it like twice a week to get some hydration and stuff like that, just to keep balanced body temperature and also like health. And I was thinking, this is so typical, and if I go to Sofia, I may not have this opportunity to eat something like matsun and like this kind of yogurt. And I was really stressed about this, one of the things that I really wanted to have. And as soon as I arrived in Sofia, people eat more yogurt here, like more and more. For example, I have a roommate in my dorm, and he brought a fridge. And whenever I open the fridge to put a lemon in there or something, the fridge is full of like 20 yogurts, and each day he eats maybe 5, and he eats like full, just like wakes up and then puts 2 yogurts in front of him, drinks all of it, and then just gets his backpack and goes for work or something. So I was like, okay, so in Armenia it's not that tradition than in Sofia, because in Sofia people eat a lot of yogurt. So this is one of the things that I discovered when I was in Sofia, and I was excited because, I mean, it's kind of different. The second picture is the yogurt Bulgarian one, and the first one is Armenian. The second one is more like stubborn, and it's more like calories, and it's more strong, but I also like it a lot, and I don't miss the culture that I have in Armenia for this reason. The second? Why I really think that I will be enjoying my trip in Sofia and my journey in Sofia more and more, and why I think that I had perfect time in Sofia for these 15 months is just the main reason of the people that I first met, and the people who just surrounded me, and all my time, schedule, and everything, work, study, living, are these amazing people that I first got to know each other. And there are actually 2 of them are sitting here in this corner, and one of them one of them is already in Georgia, but these people just helped me go through a lot of challenges and a lot of things that I'm really glad that I met them, and I went this 15 months journey with them, and I'm still with them, so I'm really happy about that. So thank you guys for being with me during this month, and for sure you are the ones who made my stay in Sofia really special and really important. Thank you. So this is one of the pictures. So in the office, some of the people think that we party all the time in our office, but we actually do work. And there is really rare opportunities to see four of us each other in the office because a lot of us travel during the whole year period. So whenever we are together, it's something really special that we want to celebrate. Yeah. I was living in a huge apartment of our fellows, interns, before now I'm living in this dorm. And one of the things that we had is like a huge, very huge supermarket, Kaufland, next to our, like very close to our house. So we used to go for grocery shopping. And it was all the time really hard. All of us were going for shopping, and it's really huge, and we need to get some really small detailed, like soap or something. And all of us had like tasks what to get, and it took like 3 hours each time to find something because it's really hard. And the toilet paper was all the time the challenge because we were thinking how to get it, and the quantity and a lot of things like made us like reschedule everything, and that's why we had a lot of schedules in our house, like how to make things better and like organize things better, not to spend 3 hours in a supermarket. And this was one of the challenges because it was really huge. You should visit once, and this is one. One of the things that I really admire in Sofia, big, huge supermarkets. So in Sofia, you're never bored. I don't remember any months or any like a weekend or a day after work that we didn't have any kind of event happening in the city center or something. This picture is actually from like one of the previous survival BG events. And we have a lot of international meetings in Sofia. So what I like in Sofia is that the international community is growing more and more. And you can see more English speakers and understanding each other. And this is something really important for me to keep living here. So it's something really funny and interesting. Like you never have a time where you cannot find an event. And we have one of our colleagues, Julie, and she all the time is surrounded with a lot of friends and events. And we never are bored because we find something each morning, each day, and it's planned like 1 week before. It's something really important. Okay, I like Bulgaria a lot. I like Bulgarian a lot, and that's why I'm starting like learning, and I can kind of speak. And it is for me really important to speak Bulgarian because it's really useful when you're living in Bulgaria and you know the capacity of speaking the language. So said this, there is still some challenges. One of the challenges that I face all the time is that Bulgarian itself is a really tough language. For me, when I first came here, I was all the time thinking that something wrong is happening here when someone was talking Bulgarian because it was really tough for my ears to, and because I know Russian and Russian is kind of soft, and it was, I thought it could be kind of connected, but then this one, the language itself is really tough to hear. So now it's like 15 months past and I know some Bulgarian. Still, one of the things that I cannot understand, when people argue and when people do not argue. This is something that I don't get till now, and I'm not sure if I will get it sooner. I'm walking into the street, and I'm walking alone, and then I hear some people are talking, and then this talk gets really, really loud, and I feel like something is going to happen, so I want to turn over and see if I can help with some situation or something. But then I understand that it's just about the regular conversation, how you are, or so something really typical that is really interesting for me because I feel like that they're all the time arguing. But then they're not. Also in my office, I felt like this. Well, it's something really interesting and challenging sometimes, but I will get used to it more and over. Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things that first in Sofia I got to know, and through also my friends, is couchsurfing, and it's really popular in Sofia to host people and to get hosted. And well, couchsurfing gave me a lot of friends and a lot of opportunities to meet a lot of people. And in our house, we hosted a lot of people. And also, we have been to this event with a lot of couchsurfers. And this is something really exciting to see. Couchsurfing itself is growing and growing. So this is the application that you can use to host people. And then you get a reference for the further I mean, you can create your history and then get hosted whenever you want to go in the world, and this is something really interesting. And get to know the locals, and the culture itself is something really interesting. So yeah, I'm really thankful that I really got to know couchsurfing, and when I go back to Armenia, I do host people over there as well. And actually, I'm being requested more often there because there is less hosts. But in Sofia, there is quite a lot of people who do use this application. So yeah, and we have office again, Julie's office, and somehow this is like an office. And then at night, you can see that a lot of people are living there because this is basically the couchsurfing space and the party space, and so still people think that we don't work there, which so something really typical for us. Okay, so one of the main things is that the Vitusha mountain is something incredible for me because you can access it in the actual city, in the capital city. You can access the mountain, just go to take some fresh air. So like we did once, and we were thinking that, okay, so this is the mountain in the capital, we don't need to be very, very prepared. And we took a couple of tents, and we wanted to see the stars and to sleep a night. So there we go. The night comes, and one of the interesting things that happened is that one of the tents was like, I mean, the couple tend to live there for a night, so we cannot access. Two people already slept in a tent, so only one tent is left, and we're 10 people. And so we were so excited because of stars, beer, and somehow we wanted to sleep because it was getting 4 a.m. or something. So we come and we see that only one tent is left, and it's pretty freezing. Like, it was very, very cold, and it was I think mid-autumn or something. But then at some point we were trying to understand how we can get through this because it is just one tent. And one of our Bulgarian friends suggested not to open the tent and just use it as a blanket. And so Alex, so there she is. She just came, and so we tried. We put ourselves on the ground and then put the blanket like itself, and then it didn't help. So we tried. So we tried to put the tent, and then can you imagine around 10 people sleeping in that one tent just for a night, and something went really wrong. So yeah, when you go to Vitusha, still be prepared because it's something really cold there. So yeah, as you said, we should be very prepared when we go to Vitusha. So I like Bulgaria in a way that you can have pretty much everything. You can have mountains, you can have seaside, coastline is pretty amazing. But then when you want to go to the coastline, you need to take like train, and the train station is the worst thing for me in Sofia. You don't want to go there because everything is really complicated. So whenever people say what is the worst place for you in Sofia, I say that it's like the railway station, because when you go there, it's like it seems a very Soviet Union place where everything is really complicated. There is several signs, but these signs make you more confused. And whenever you're in a hurry, you feel like you will not make it, and that's what happened with me and Julie. One of our friends were already in Varna, so we needed to go to Varna, and we had our tickets, we had everything planned, and then we were going. So we took the train. Somehow we figured out what is the train, so we finally took the train like 2 minutes before the departure. And then some of the people come and say that this is our seat, and we're like, no, this is our seat. And we actually pre-booked. And then they were really worried, and they looked at our tickets, and what happened, they just said that this is the train to Burgas. So at that moment, what happened, we just grabbed our luggages and went away crazy. We were about crying because we planned this trip for a long period of time, and it turns out that we're taking a wrong train, and our train just left. So we had quite tough conversation with policemen, with a lot of people. We cried to help the procedure happen, not to pay another ticket to Varna. So they thought that we are kind of nice, so they gave us the opportunity to take the next train, so we arrived well. But please plan it more when you go to the railway station, and it's really hard to orientate over there. So Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm a student, and I'm kind of used to yes and no, the gestures. I'm sure most of you know the difference between yes and no in Bulgarian. So for me, it is quite hard to remember this when I'm very stressed, because when I'm very stressed, I just concentrate on the material that I'm going to talk about, and I just don't really, because it's not in my culture to remember that yes and no is different. So it was a presentation in my midterm university, and I was having a midterm for anthropology. And I was doing my presentation very excitingly, like I was talking, and all the time my professor was in front of me, and he was shaking his head like in the opposite way. And I was new, I was 3 or 4 months here, and something that I wasn't really able to understand that. So all the time I was seeing his head moving the opposite way. I was thinking that I'm saying something wrong, and that was like giving me demotivation to continue. And I was even about to stop my presentation. Because it's something that I couldn't manage. And at the end, I was devastated, and I just went and sat down, and he just didn't say anything because he didn't understand that I'm not getting it. So, and then I saw the mark, and I was really like surprised. But then when I just continued to see some other presentation, I just figured out that this is the sign actually. But it is quite hard. I know a lot of other stories, this about yes and no. My Armenian came around to see me in Sofia, and we were sitting in a cafe, and she gave her phone to be charged. And then at the end, she asked her phone back, and she just said, "Can I have my phone back?" And the waitress was like, "Sure." And you cannot just imagine how stressful that was, because she was about to cry, and she was like, "They're not gonna give me my phone back." And I didn't know to laugh on that or just to explain that it's all right. But so something really goes wrong with this. Also, when we host a lot of international conferences here, people in the restaurants do need hot pepper in the menu or something. They all the time confused. So so a lot of like complications about this yes or no. So one of the things when I'm talking about Bulgaria is this, that it's really interesting and it's really rare. It's a very good cultural thing that is something that I try to understand, and this is something really incredible for me. So I love wine, and Armenia has a lot of good wine, and because of the location and a lot of cultural and climate things, we have good wine. But then when I arrived in Sofia, oh my God, the raspberry wine is just marvelous. There is nothing better. There is no better wine that I've tried than the raspberry wine. This brand exactly, this Trastena, is really, really good. Like, you want to drink the whole bottle during the day, and you don't want to share with anyone because it's really good. I don't know if you haven't tried. Some of you should, because and there is actually an exact region when you can get this wine from, and I want it all the time to get to my friends because I have never seen a raspberry wine, and this is something really, really great. And I was thinking that in Armenia we have the pomegranate wine, so it's something really cool. But no, this is really, really cool. So one of the other things that I like Bulgaria for. And we pretty much do a lot of things in Sofia, and we celebrate. Well, we have a lot of Latin spirit around because of one of our friends. The thing is that we do go for, and there is a lot of Latin environment, like a lot of clubs and cafes and a lot of people from Latin America, and also like the Americas itself. So we plan to have like not the Halloween, but the Day of Deaths, which is celebrated in the Americas. And this was something this year happened, and some of our friends gathered, and we just did something out of it. And I really like how we can do the things very quickly, like out of sudden we plan and we do it. So what I take and cherish with me during my Sofia experience is these crazy events that we do, and we pretty much don't miss anything in Sofia. So I was thinking, I did the presentation very quickly. Today I was trying to collect some materials that I could show. And I was trying to put good stuff and also the challenges that I had in Sofia. And for sure, one of the challenges that I had is that if you need a document, like a single document, that could help you for university or for something, or like even you go to migration office, oh my God. This is horrible. One of the things that for Sofia, it's really new to have a lot of international people, so they're not really, let's say, prepared for the foreigners. So when you go there, first of all, you try to, for 2 days, you try to make them understand what you want. And then for the other week, the process starts, and then you never know when it will end, when you will have your documents. So for now, if I need something, I plan it like 3 months before or something, because I was all the time late for a lot of things. If I needed my ID card to be renewed or something, when you go to migration office, it feels like a prison. Seriously, it feels like a prison because it's not welcoming at all, and people there are really grumpy and they don't want to talk to you, and sometimes you just don't want to go there, and when you see the picture of that migration office, you feel drastically bad about it. So if you want to plan something like a documentation or something, this is one of the things that is pretty hard in Sofia, but you may have good experience with this as well. Okay, and I want to conclude my presentation saying that these 15 months have been something really incredible for my life, and all of it has been just about great people that I've had in my life, and friends and close friends and family. I created a lot of families here and really special people that I'm going to cherish in my life. And I think that I'm having one of the best experiences of my life in here in Sofia, and just due to these amazing people that I've had, and I'm sure we will keep this friendship forever. And yeah, Sofia is an amazing place to live in. It's really calm and it's really green. You can see a lot of weather and something really amazing. So I'm really suggesting a lot of my friends to come and to move to Sofia. And yeah, I think, as I said, I'm having a good experience, and I'm so glad that I had this opportunity to talk about a little bit of my experience. And thank you very much for your attention.